Coming up on Point News, Election Day is just around the corner. We'll have the latest from the polls to the watch parties.
And we'll take you to a local event that's putting a spotlight on safe sleeping for babies.
And we go inside a pop-up shop promoting a vintage fashion company that started right here in Pittsburgh. Point News starts now.
Good afternoon.
I'm at the Breath of Life.
Live from the Point Park University Broadcast Center in downtown Pittsburgh, this is Point News.
Good afternoon. I'm Jacqueline Roberts.
And I'm Paul Daniels. Polls following the most recent presidential debate have Hillary Clinton leading Donald Trump with about a month before Election Day.
With major ground to make up in very little time, Trump has been focusing heavily on battleground states like Florida. There is one presidential debate remaining, and it's scheduled to take place on Wednesday, October 19th. Stay tuned to Point News for election coverage through November.
Last Sunday's presidential debate was the second of three. Many voters have already made their decision, and that includes some Point Park students who attended a watch party at the Center of Media Innovation. Point News reporter's Alex Martich has more.
Tonight, undecided student voters gather here at Point Park Center for Media Innovation to decide which candidate they will be casting their vote for.
Trump, Clinton, or third party. These are the choices that undecided student voters will have November 8th. The debate comes on the heels of the release of a tape in which Trump used sexually explicit language. In the debate, he referred to it as locker room talk.
The fact that he keeps claiming that it's a locker room talk is concerning, mainly because I think the extent of locker room talk is, can you move over so I can get my stuff now?
Meanwhile, during the Trump campaign controversy, Hillary Clinton's campaign went on the attack and seemed to have won over most student voters.
Well, I definitely, before the debate, would like to say I was undecided, leaning towards Hillary, but today's debate moved me closer to that.
It's like the lesser of two evils, you know what I mean? So, Hillary all the way.
While Hillary may have been the pick amongst most Point Park undecided voters, she wasn't quite able to capture all of the student votes.
I'm going to be casting a vote for Gary Johnson. Reason being that I don't like option A or option B.
All I'm going to say is I'm not voting for Hillary. Okay. Just end it there.
Okay. The final presidential debate will be held October 19th, and make sure to mark your calendars for November 8th, which is Election Day, when United States voters will decide who they would like to see become our next president. For Point News at the CMI, I'm Alex Martich.
President Obama will be in Pittsburgh today. He will be hosting a conference focusing on the future of innovation in this country and abroad. The University of Pittsburgh and Carnegie Mellon University will be co-hosting the White House Frontiers Conference, which will take place on CMU's campus. For more information, you can visit the White House Frontiers Conference website.
The organization Cribs for Kids has been making an impact on the community for families with infants since 1998. Its mission is to prevent accidental deaths among infants while they sleep. I got a first-hand look on one of their major events of the year.
I'm creating a 3D chalk art piece for PPG. It's for their color of the year, and we have a geode with a paint can and a paintbrush, like pulling the geode color out. There's always a chance that it might get destroyed, the wind will blow it away, and that's probably what I love about it.
With some of the most historic artists coming from Pittsburgh, it's only fitting that the color of the year is presented right here in the heart of downtown. PPG paints color of the year with their annual event held at Market Square and PPG Plaza. The 2017 most conveyed color is violet verbena. It will be featured through chalk artist Ben Patterson, who's been working on a piece in Market Square over the past few days. Very interesting piece there, although it's fading fast, so be sure to get down there and check it out.
Students in Village Park got to experience a symphony without instruments. It was all thanks to an app called See Me. The app allows anyone to create a full symphony, all from your smartphone. No music experience necessary. The creator explains how it works.
Project that I started developing to kind of change the way people use.
Hurricane Matthew may be over, but the toll it took across the world was devastating. More than 1,000 people have reportedly died in Haiti, and there's been significant destruction across the southeastern coasts of the U.S. More than 1,500 residents in North Carolina are trapped by the extreme flooding, and we could see the death toll rise in what has been an historic storm these past few weeks.
We are a social people.
German police have detained a Syrian refugee after finding more than 1 kilogram of dangerous explosives in his apartment over the weekend. The 22-year-old man was captured Sunday after a 48-hour manhunt. German officials said the explosives found were also used by the bombers in Paris and Brussels. Police believe the man was planning on putting them into a suicide vest. German officials say the suspect has claimed to be working with ISIS.
Coming up on Point News, exploring other cultures without leaving the city. Find out where these traditions were on display.
Plus, the game everyone has been talking about and playing almost everywhere, Pokemon Go. We have the scoop on what's new for users.
Laugh and what angers us. Built on the notion of a free flow of ideas, our country thrives on the freedom of speech. Without it, who would watch over our governing powers? And how would we share our history to make a difference for the future? It's this freedom to share that gives us a reason to listen.
All right, guys, any questions on scripts? Are we good to go?
Yep, right. Should be good.
All right, great.
Cool.
All right, yeah, camera 3 set up right there. Camera 2. All right. Use the ball when you're moving this around, but set up for the 2 shot just right there. Weather, how we doing?
It gon' rain.
Perfect.
Welcome back to Daybreak. I'm Sarah Mackin with your The real host, Adrian Milone, was seen snuggling up.
All right, prompter. We got everything in. We're good to go? Key Pro, everything loaded. We're good to go? All right. Tyler, any questions?
That shot looks fine.
3, 2, 1. Bring up camera 2. Open mics. Cue talent.
Good morning and welcome to Daybreak. I'm Blaine King.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Aubrey Henkin.
And I'm Aaron Myler.
And this is Entertainment on Point.
Beyonce has surprised us again.
Kanye West just tweeted.
This was a huge weekend at the box office.
A fan favorite TV show just got canceled.
Guess what band is coming to the city? And the award went to...
But did you see her engagement ring?
Her outfit was awful.
I would fire her stylist.
Tune in for all of your Hollywood gossip and pop culture news.
Entertainment on Point.
Get to the point of pop culture.
Yeah!
Pittsburgh celebrated culture and diversity for its 60th year.
Point News reporter Alex Grubbs has the story.
In Tagalog, that means welcome, and that is the warm welcome hundreds got as they came to the 60th annual Pittsburgh Folk Festival in Oakland on Saturday. And for the Filipino American Association of Pittsburgh, this marked its 52nd year in attendance. The FAAP found creative ways to commemorate this.
One is a series of pictures that shows
the 6 decades that we've been involved with the folk festival.
The FAAP's children's dance troupe also displayed their cultural performance during the noon feature. And they weren't the only group in Shenley Plaza. 30 cultural groups across the area came out to Oakland for this festival.
People that are involved in the folk festival are third and fourth generation. That their parents were involved in it, their parents' parents were involved in it, and so the festival itself is something that that we do to maintain the cultures in Pittsburgh.
To spread culture even further, the FAAP even sold its signature Filipino dishes during the fest, which took several weeks to prepare.
The commitment and dedication of the people helping continue the legacy that we have started 60 years ago is very important to us.
The performers showcase another dance performance later that night. They will also be opening a nationality room at the Cathedral of Learning at the University of Pittsburgh. Reporting for Point News, I'm Alex Grubbs.
The Pittsburgh fashion company ModCloth took its business on the road. The online fashion company, which is known for making and selling women's vintage-style clothes, went on a nationwide pop-up shop tour. But recently, it wrapped up its journey right here where it all began. The ModCloth in Real Life tour was stationed in the 600 block of Smithfield Street. The pop-up store was open from September 17th through the 27th. Stylists help customers try on clothes and get a feel for what they wanted before purchasing online with free shipping.
The staff was really friendly. They were very helpful. They just wanted you to have a good experience. I didn't have an appointment or anything, but you can always try on clothes if you went there, without an appointment. So I thought it was a great experience and a really cool idea to bring it downtown.
The shop was also selling merchandise from local Pittsburgh artists.
Coming up on Point News, we'll get an inside look at Pittsburgh's farmers market and the latest on our very own Steelers.
Plus, it's really starting to feel like fall. We'll have the weekend weather outlook when Point News returns.
Here on the Pioneer sideline, we talk a lot about sports in the studio, but it's beforehand when the conversation is actually interesting.
I hope I have enough powder on. I don't want to be too shiny on camera.
No, Trevor, I think it looks good every week you pull it off.
Ah, thanks, Phil. Man, your hair looks great tonight, by the way.
You sure? Yeah, I mean, I got a new haircut, but it looks all right.
Perfect.
Hey, guys.
Does this make me look fat?
No, you look great. You look good. Yeah, Kyle. Thanks. That was really...
Sports! Yeah! Ever wanted to be behind the mic and have the world listening to your show on campus? Well, it's just as simple as joining WPPJ, Point Park's student-run radio station, located on the second floor of Lawrence Hall, right next to the dining services. Listeners can tune in using Point Park's website or through the TuneIn app by searching WPPJ. WPPJ welcomes any new DJs that want to get involved, so be heard. Do you have what it takes?
Well, no one showed up to the show tonight. Follow my lead. In 3, 2, take 2, open mics, cue talent. Good evening and welcome to UView News. I'm Josh Krupp. We begin with breaking news out of West Penn Hall. Ready, 3, take lower third. Traffic is backed up in the West Penn elevator line after elevator 1 broke down on the 7th floor. Lose lower third. Maintenance advises students to take the stairs to avoid delays. Ready, 2, take 2. In other news, no, you know what? I didn't sign up for this. We need crew. Join UView. Take alien hand transition.
Welcome back to Point News. It can sometimes be difficult to find locally grown produce in the city.
But not on Thursdays, when employees and residents of downtown have a market blocks away. Point News reporter Phil Papour has the story.
Summer may officially be over, but not here in Market Square, where every Thursday for the next few weeks, visitors can come here to experience Pittsburgh's own Farmers Market. The Farmers Market allows for local businesses to expand their footprint in the area by showcasing their product to employees and residents of downtown Pittsburgh.
We come here basically to promote our business. We have a winery, Green Dance Winery. Our main goal is to promote the local business and to have people from the city come out to our location and visit us, which we see a lot of these customers on the weekends at our farm. So
some businesses, like Hello Hummus, have participated with the Farmers Market since they got their start.
So 4 years ago we started this. Actually, Market Square was our first market that we got into. It's a great market. We've built a lot. We started here with 3 flavors of hummus, and now we have like 10 different salads that we've kind of expanded into, and like 14 different flavors of hummus.
The weekly farmers market isn't only nice for the local businesses that want to try and sell their products, but it's also a nice change of pace for those who live and work in the city to be able to come down and get some locally grown produce.
It's awesome. I love being able to work downtown and just pop down in my lunch hour and get some bread or some apples or whatever, so it's really been great. I try to live a lifestyle where I buy food that is locally sourced, so it's cool to be able to come down here where it's so close, especially living in the city. I live in Shadyside, so there's really no farms near us, so it's cool to have a farmer's market to come to.
The weekly farmers market will be here every Thursday until October 27th, so be sure to come on down to Market Square for some desserts, some vegetables, and maybe even some hummus. Reporting for Point News, I'm Phil Papor.
If you have Pokemon on your phone, listen up. There's a new update you'll want to hear all about. For the first time since the game launched in July, you can customize your avatar. This buddy Pokemon will travel alongside the player, earning Pokemon-specific rewards. The feature allows trainers to level up Pokemon that are usually harder to find. Pokemon Go took the nation by storm this summer. With the latest buddy update, players will be looking to explore Pittsburgh with their favorite Pokemon in tow.
I really love it because it just brings back my childhood from when I was playing the original Red and Blue, and then Emerald was my personal favorite, which isn't included in Pokemon Go, but I really just love to go back to kind of a childhood nostalgia that I get while running around in the city catching some of my favorite Pokemon.
The next update is hinting at a possible new Pokemon for trainers to add to their collection. There's been a drop in temperature this week during your morning commute.
Right now, let's take a look at today's forecast and your weekend outlook with Phil Papor. Phil?
Hey, thanks, guys. Yeah, today on Point Park's campus, it was fairly dreary, and it looks like we're probably going to stay that way for the rest of the day. But moving on to the weekend, looking at Friday, it's going to be a high of 62. We actually have a 10% chance of precipitation. Looking to Saturday, though, the temperatures are going to rise throughout the weekend. Going into Saturday, the high will be 69 with the low of 53. Precipitation still remaining at 10%. Going into Sunday, it'll be the highest temperature of the weekend at 72 degrees, but the most chance of rain at 90%. So it looks like we're going to have a pretty nice Friday and Saturday, but going into Sunday, we're going to have a lot of rain. But the MLB playoffs are underway and have been full of excitement. So to tell us about that, we're going to go over to Alex Martich.
Thanks, Phil. The MLB playoffs have been more than excitement. They've been amazing. The American League Championship this year has continued for the greatest year in Cleveland sports history. The Cleveland Indians will face off against the Toronto Blue Jays after sweeping the Boston Red Sox. The Blue Jays were the lowest seeded team in the American League, but look to continue their dominance against Cleveland. In the National League, the Chicago Cubs have advanced to the National League Championship. The Cubs will attempt to win their first championship in 108 years, as they will await the winner of the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Washington Nationals game tonight. In NFL action, the Pittsburgh Steelers dismantled the New York Jets in an all-around great performance on a 31-13 win. The win was a team effort as Ben Roethlisberger threw for 4 touchdowns, 2 of which were to Sammy Coates. Le'Veon Bell also had a great game in his second game back from a suspension as he accrued 170 total yards. The Steelers will face off against the Dolphins next weekend, but will be dealing with many injuries, including Cameron Hayward and Ryan Shazier. The Steelers will try their best not to overlook this matchup, as next weekend they will have their biggest matchup of the year when Tom Brady and the New England Patriots come to town. Finally, in other news, it's a hockey night in Pittsburgh. The Stanley Cup champs are back, and they will be raising the banner tonight as they take on Alexander Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals. The Pens will be without their captain Sidney Crosby, though, as he has been diagnosed with a concussion. There is no timetable for his return. Now back to Jacqueline and Paul. Go Pens.
Thanks, Alex. That's too bad. That does it for this week's Point News. Be sure to join us next Thursday, live at 2 p.m.
Have a great week, everybody.